introduction, and this is going to be kind of episode 1 of the road to Oklahoma City. That's why I'm going to call this series the Road to Oklahoma City. So, what can we expect? Well, I've set the table up very much to kind of encourage the theme of bolt action. My game is going to be one of the tables, probably one of the intermediate tables, I believe, but we can confirm that closer to the time. Got the bolt action rule book. I've just received the Army book deals today to get the extra books that I needed with the figures, because I just decided that's what I want to do, and that's fine. And maybe in a separate video I'll review that. It's a great deal. I had already got France and the Allies, and I'd already got Germany, so now I've got Great Britain as well. I also got Russia and Italy and Japan and lots of other good ones, but some of those I'd already got, so not too big of a deal. But anyway, so I'm going to be using those certainly for a lot of details in terms of putting the army list together, also for some of the painting. My primary concern is the terrain, but I'm really hoping with the amount of time that I've got and the hopefully, touch wood somewhere under the table, the amount of ease that these buildings should get built, and I'll talk about that in a minute. I'm hoping to get my armies painted up. Currently I have roughly, I would say, 75% of the German army, the 2 platoons, already bought. I have 60 plastic Blitzkrieg, Warlord Blitzkrieg figures. I have 30 of them put together and 8 of them painted. So that gives you a slight idea of how much painting I've got to do. I've got quite a few metal figures. I've got 2 MG teams. I still need another 2. I still need 2 mortar teams. I need another. I've got 1 Panzer II. I need another one. I also need a Cooper wagon. Probably 2 of those. Probably 2 motorcycles with sidecars as well, and a couple of Opel Blitz trucks. So I've got a list that needs finishing, but I would say the bulk of it is there, and I can certainly start play testing relatively soon. Within the next couple of months, I'd like to think that I will have most of the armies out, most of them based up at least, in terms of actually being on a base. I don't like to play, generally speaking, with unpainted figures, but because I'm the only one doing it really in my town, out of my group of friends, and I really want to crack on with the play test, and I think I'm going to make that sacrifice. So I've got the Germans over here. My French army is pretty much complete. I don't think I'm going to get anything extra. I've got my tank, I've got my artillery, I've got my support weapons as a machine gun team and a mortar team. I've got 2 French infantry sections of 10 men each. So part of me, and this is something I'm going to have to work out in playtesting, part of me wants to split them down into small groups of 5. Same with the British. I'm still sort of umming and ahhing about that. Other side of me wants to keep them as groups of 10. So I will play that out, see what works. And then my British, I would say they're probably 50 to 60% complete. I've got a section, I've got my support weapons, I've got a command team, relatively speaking. What I need to do now is pick up the extra bits. I want to get a Morris CS9 armoured car, probably a couple of Bedford 3-ton trucks. I'd like to get a Bofor, 40mm Bofor gun. What I've got, I'm going to have with the Belgians. I'm thinking of having an anti-tank gun, probably a small little one. The French, I've got the big 75mm howitzer gun, which is light artillery, but it's still, you know, artillery, which should also help against the tanks. So I'm thinking if the Germans are going to have the Stuka, which I'm making, then perhaps the British need to have that that anti-air. So I think they're probably going to have the Bofor gun. So I've got those, and of course the Belgians haven't got anything for yet. So I will need to put those together, and that might be interesting because I'm going to have to find some figures. I know Warlord do quite a few, but not a complete range, so I need to kind of see if there's anybody else out there who does. And if you've got any comments, please put them in the box below, and I'd be pleased to kind of know of other people who do Belgian figures. So that would be great. So that's my armies. I will give you updates on that when there is updates, which will probably be more painted figures than necessarily just getting. I will tell you if I get them, but generally speaking, it's going to be when I get them painted, and that's going to be quite a way off at this point. So, terrain. Here's the first piece I want to show you today. I'm going to put that like that, I think. We're looking good there. So this is the front of the building that I started at Oklahoma City. I actually started cutting out the base pieces for it then. In the last week or so, I've built the side wing, the first of the side wings. It's actually going to have two. And this is just the first floor. We've got the basement at the bottom here. We're going to have some steps with some pillars and a covering for the front door. Also have that at the back. Excuse me. And then we've got the first floor. What I've put around the edge is this beading. Now it's actually from a design that I've seen, but it has a secondary purpose. Now I really like, and I'm sure a lot of you do too, a lot of the foreground and Sarissa buildings, the laser MDF cut, the MDF laser cut buildings. Now they're absolutely great. I love them to pieces. If I had all the money in the world, I would buy them all. But I don't have all the money in the world, as my wife keeps telling me, which is why I have to budget what I'm buying. But I also enjoy making terrain. That's why I do this. So I decided to build this, and I want to use the same system that Foreground and Sarissa use, in the sense that you can detach the floors from each other. So by using this sort of beading here, this decorative element, I'm actually going to use that also to sit the next floor in place. So it'll slot in and you won't be able to move it unless you want to take it off. And again, I'll do something similar with the roof as well. So, so that's how far I've got so far. The interior is decorated. I've got skirting and picture rail, and the doors, which way am I turning that? There we go. The doors have also got door frames on them, which is lovely. So I've done that. Obviously it'll get painted, and that I will show you in later videos as I progress with that. Hopefully in the next couple of days I'll get the other side built. I've done basically the detailing on the walls. I just need to put them together and then do the interior design, and then once I've got the whole ground floor, I'll stick that all together, and then I can begin the second floor, which is going to be, I think, to a degree a lot easier. It's basically doing the same again, and that's probably taken me about a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks to do. So I think it shouldn't take a lot longer to finish, and the roof shouldn't take very long either. So that's the first of my kind of the start of this project. The second piece of terrain, and I will just move this out of the way for now. The second piece of terrain I'm really pleased about. Now, with having a river, I knew we needed to be able to cross it, and I've already got one bridge, but it wasn't really big enough to use as the centerpiece of the table to kind of divide this Belgian town. I wanted the river to kind of divide it into two. So I decided that we really needed a stone bridge. So I've built a stone bridge using pink foam. I've even made the arches underneath, as you can see. My thought was, if you look through, I don't want to be able to see kind of the underside of the main road. So I've got the main road. I've even put the pieces on the side to make it look very decorative. I'm not very good at this camera job. It's a new angle for me. Anyway, so I've done that. I basically scored all the stonework into it. I then covered it with a watered down filler, just spread it over, painted it over actually. No stippling on this one. I then painted the whole thing black. I'm next going to paint all the sides of the stonework in a stone colour and highlight and ink that and make that look lovely. And then on the road, I'm going to get some green stuff, roll it out straight along the road, and then hopefully get a pen and make some cobblestones for that. Then I'll paint that and highlight that and ink it. So it's going to be a process. That's going to be then on a bigger base, which is obviously going to be covered with water. It's going to be the big centerpiece along with the town. So I'm hoping it's going to look very good. Again, this is something else that I will put on these videos to kind of show you the progression. And basically, just to finish up with, for today's episode, really, all the terrain that I'm working on will be featured on these videos, and hopefully as we get further and further along, I'll start videoing it with the table all laid out, so you can kind of start to see the layout of it and what it's going to look like. And hopefully we'll put some armies down at some point, and I've got some civilians to come which are going to play an interesting part, so look out for those. So lots to do, but I thought start these videos now and kind of give you guys a little bit of a sneak peek each week as to what's going on, how far I'm getting on the table, and hopefully it's going to be ready by Oklahoma City. I'm really hoping that we're not going to get to the end. It's going to be the last week or the last day before I go, and I'm going to be like, oh, I haven't finished, because that's usually what happens, I'll be honest. So so we will see. Certainly at the moment with the summer and the lovely weather we've been having, I'm kind of quite keen to get out, get things spray painted if needs be, or things cut if I'm cutting large pieces of wood. Get out and do it while the weather's good. Because once winter comes along, I'm going to be much more restricted in what I can do in terms of cutting out boards, wood, and stuff like that. So really exciting, but kind of having to crack on and get as much done as I can. So I hope you enjoyed this video. This will be up on my page, obviously. Please like, comment, share. I'll probably put it in the different bolt action groups, because you guys are great, and the work you do is fantastic. I wish I could paint as well as half of you. So yeah, this is episode 1, and please look out probably about this time next week for episode 2, which will be probably seeing how far I've got in a week's time. Hopefully that other building will be closer to completion, and I look forward to seeing you soon. So until then, take care, keep rolling the dice, and have some good games. All right, till then, bye.